Good afternoon and or morning, depending on where y'all are at. Today I'll show you how I made my Trevor Belmont outfit. So without further ado, let's get this done. So I started by printing out the actual Morningstar mace, which I got from Thingiverse, which was made by Bearable Penguin. The link to that will be in the description below. And once I got the pieces off the printer, now it's time to pretty them up, get rid of all supports, and sand it down. Now for the sanding, I normally try to get it pretty smooth, but for the Morningstar, I'm just gonna do a basic sanding on it because I want it to look a little rustic anyways. For this connector piece here, and eventually for the mace head itself, I'm going to solder the two together, just melting the plastic together to make it one piece. For normal soldering, like on electronics and things like that, you use what's called like flux to try to hold everything together. So for me, since this is plastic, I'm just using leftover filament pieces that I had that I trimmed off as my quote-unquote flux. Next step is to put the handle portion together, and for this is as simple as can be, just hot gluing it all together. God bless hot glue. On the mace head, to make it a little bit smoother, I went ahead and put some of this wood putty on there. It's the type that once you put it on, it's pink, but when it dries, it turns a whitish color. Now for the elegant part of putting the pieces together. with the wood putty dry on the mace head. Now I'm going to sand it a little bit smoother so it more seamlessly transitions to the plastic. Now with all the pieces mostly sanded, it's now time to hit it with the good old trusty 2-in-1 Spiller Sandable Primer. Once the primer has dried, I'm going to coat everything with this high gloss black spray paint. The reason I paint it black first is because I'm going to use a automotive stainless steel paint afterwards, and the black makes it easier to stand out and also makes it look better. With the pieces all painted, last step is to hit it with this clear matte gloss. Next, I'm going to weather it a little bit by using this black modeling paint. Just paint it in those crevices, and then I wipe away the excess with this rag. Now with it all painted the way I like it, next is going to be wrapping the handle. So it's supposed to be like a black leather, so I had some of this faux leather around. However, as you can see, it's not black. So in order to make it black, I'm just going to color it in with a Sharpie. Now it's starting to look like a thing. For the chain, instead of printing it, I just ordered some off of Amazon. It's one of those barrier chains, and I went ahead and painted it that same silvery that I painted the rest of the maze. Now normally it's supposed to go through that little hole at the top, but it doesn't look strong enough to me, so I'm just going to loop the chain through there. I did that by simply just cutting the plastic chain right there. No one's going to notice if it's in motion. And here's the morning star all finished and ready to go. Next step is to make the outfit to go along with it. So for the back piece, I got some of that faux leather. I cut it into shape to make it fit on me. Also cut out some separate shoulder pads that I will color. Uh-oh. I forgot to charge my camera, and I didn't realize it till after I finished it. So I end up using some of this brown faux leather because it's easier to start brown than go green to brown, and I sewed these straps on. And for the shoulder pads, those ended up not working, so I ended up just coloring them in with this gold acrylic paint marker. So next I'll do the other pad and draw the design on the back. So this is one of those shoulder pads I've made before that ended up not working out. So I'm just going to trace it and fill it in. For the back design, I printed out this stencil and then cut it out with an X-Acto knife. So now I'm just going to trace it with the Sharpie, and just like with the shoulder pad things, just going to fill it in with the gold. Now it's time to put it all on. So my spouse embroidered that for me on this shirt. Thank you very much. And I'll also use this to show some pieces I made while my camera was dead. First thing was like this cloth lower cape thing. Literally just sewed that together. Also made this wrap to go around. Just secure it with some Velcro like that. Also made this belt thing and these pouches. Yeah, a lot happened while that camera was dead. So I just made those pouches, made this belt, and it's all secured together with Velcro. Also made these little hand cuffling things. Pretty straightforward, just used some rabbit fur and sewed it in a cylinder shape. Since I don't have any brown boots, I made these like shoe boot covers to make it look like I have boots. And then this thing, the little back piece, you got to see a little bit of it that I made. Starting to look like a thing. It all came together. I also made this little latch thing on the side of my belt so that I can hang the morning star off of it. Just wraps around and then secures with Velcro right there. And that's it. Thank you for watching all the way through. This was fun build to do. Be sure to check out my other video where I did Alucard. And also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And be sure to check out all my other videos. Thanks again.